Before you start this video, make sure you've spent enough time simplifying rational expressions, multiplying rational expressions, and dividing rational expressions. It's easy to get confused between the different topics as we move through them so very quickly. Let's look at a quick review of adding and subtracting with fractions. You'll notice that if we have A over C plus B over C, just like we said in week 1, you can just add the numerators, keep the common denominator. The same thing is true with subtraction. Keep the common denominator and subtract the numerators. So what we're always looking for is a common denominator. Let's look at a few examples like that. You see in question 1, we have a common denominator. So we can keep that denominator and then simply add the numerators. We can combine like terms. And then simplify if possible. I can't factor the numerator. That means we have no common factors. This is our addition answer, our sum. And of course, we see that x cannot equal 0. You don't have to state a restriction in Pearson unless it's asked for. Let's look at question 2. We have common denominators again. So we're going to keep that common denominator. And then we can subtract the numerators. Can you see what's wrong with what I've written here? I hope you know that we need these brackets. I didn't need them when we're adding because nothing changes when we add if we have brackets or don't have brackets. But when we're subtracting, we have to remember that we're subtracting both terms. We have to distribute the subtraction sign through that numerator. So that means in the numerator, we have 3x plus 5 minus 2x minus 9 all over our common denominator. Combining like terms, that gives me x minus 4 all over. I think I'm going to need to factor that denominator because I think I can simplify. What do you think? Yeah, look at that. X minus 4 is common. Remember, this is a factor altogether. When I divide them out, we're left with 1 over x plus 2. Always simplify if possible. So I see that my difference here, the answer to subtraction, is 1 over x plus 2. We see that x cannot equal 4 using this factor, or negative 2 using this factor. Here are 2 subtraction questions. Why don't you pause your video and give them a try? We remembered to use brackets in the numerator so that we can distribute our subtraction sign. I factored the denominator because I could simplify this. So our final difference is 1 over x minus 3. And of course, looking here, we see that x cannot equal negative 1/2. And here, x cannot equal 3. We used the brackets again so that we could distribute our subtraction sign. And I had already factored this denominator over here, so I could see there were no common factors. Our final difference is 3x minus 1 all over 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. We have the same restrictions as question 3 because the denominator is the same. X cannot equal negative 1/2 or 3. Make sure you practice subtracting with common denominators before you watch the next video lesson.